That's not sketchy sounding.
Tell me more.
Tell me more.
Hey Chris,
Yes.
what are we doing today?
We're going to install a new Tesla-style screen in Smurf.
So essentially what a Phoenix kit is, it essentially takes your entire head unit, you know, that calculator, Texas Instrument looking thing.
Huge
thing,
thing,
and just does the Tesla format. The reason I'm doing this is because the 2011 through 14 Mustangs aged terribly on the inside.
All the
when you go to the
plastics
S550s, it's like a different world.
Yeah.
Like
It's
Aladdin
really
is
nice.
on his magic carpet ride,
Yeah.
saying a whole new world, because it's such a better interior in every way.
Every way, yeah.
So the goal is to kind of resto mod Smurf's interior. We're gonna do seats later, we're gonna do stuff like that later, but we're gonna try and do a carbon fiber center console once we get the head unit in. Because we're already removing the center console as it is, might as well put that in and make it look really nice. Also, we're gonna be doing carbon pieces on the steering wheel, so it's gonna look a little bit more modern by the time we finish up today.
It's gonna look really quality, kind of exotic almost.
Yeah, compared to cheap plastics that came in the interior.
Yeah.
Back in the day, it was considered a nice interior, but 3 years later, terrible. This is the Phoenix screen. It is exactly what you imagined. Essentially takes over the entire area where the climate control is down here, the Microsoft Sync is up here. This also has Apple CarPlay in it.
That's nice.
And if there's anything to make your car feel more modern, it's Apple CarPlay in every way. So we're gonna put this in, see how it goes. And by the way, I've never installed something like this, so Chris is gonna help me walk through it because he hasn't either.
We got you. We got you. Don't you worry. We got you.
Do we though? Great. First things first, take off the shift knob.
Take off the shift knob, take off the jam nut, take off the collar. Now what we're gonna try and do, a lot of the guides and stuff that were on here had said for automatics to remove the chrome trim ring. I could be wrong, but I think this is actually connected into the underside of this. So we're gonna attempt to take this off, leave the shift boot connected, and then see what's underneath, you know, to pop that off. So we're gonna use a plastic trim tool and do what everybody hates, is popping this out and listening to the clips snap and think that they're breaking.
It is the cringiest thing if you've never done it before.
Just trying to get these things in here. You can hear them release when they do.
If it sounds broken, you're probably fine.
Oh, I was right. The trim tab is
Look at that, connected.
Boom. So now don't yank up on it. You got to disconnect all your trunk switches. It's just one push down clip right in there. Just push down on that, it pops out, and boom, it's out. So it looks like we've got just a couple clips around here that we're gonna have to get off of here to transfer over to the carbon.
I haven't taken this thing out since I put the Barton short throw in this in
really?
2013. So it's got some age on it. Chris just wanted to show you how something actually works in the center console. It's actually kind of nifty. So cup holder. Now look at the lever system or lever system. Just a plastic lever system.
That's actually pretty interesting. I like stuff like that.
So in front of me is the absolutely ancient looking center console, or let's just say head unit. If you look at these buttons, look at these, man. They're from a Fisher-Price toy car. Like, they're terrible. And look at the calculator TI-83 looking thing. By the way, if you're wondering what this is, there was a Von Gittin Jr. signature under this, and of course it faded away. I just put like a lamination on this, but I can't get it off because it's been so long.
Oh God.
Yeah, I know, it's very tragic, but I'll figure out how to get it off. As you can see, just everything on here is just not nice to the touch if you're expecting a really nice interior. It's not as bad as the 05 to 09. I had one of those as well. Okay, this stuff here is not bad to the touch. It's not bad. This is a nice soft material.
Yeah.
But man, once you go like, you're like, why did you do this? Chris is going for the first screw.
Bottom, they're 7mm screws across here.
Just come out.
Should pop out towards us. Trying to do this without.
Look at that, all one piece, just.
Boom, that's it. And then it's just one plug here for that controls all of that. It's just basically just that one there Little CD slot for in there, so we'll remove.
This is gonna be ancient soon. Pretty crazy.
Who uses CDs anymore?
I know. I gotta mix CDs for my friends in middle school. What I found interesting is that the screen that was behind it is integrated into the dash, but this is where the CD changer is and all that good stuff is.
So 4 more 7 mils. I said don't drop it, and I just dropped it.
By the way, fun fact, if you don't know what Fomoco is, it's Ford Motor Company. And you'll actually see Fomoco on Mazda engines.
Yeah.
Because they're built mostly in the same factories.
Wasn't it some Aston Martins too?
Yep. They'll have Fomoco on the motors
Rovers,
stamped on it. What a high-tech piece of equipment you have there, Chris.
You can tell it's been cleaned a ton.
That's
it's got
true.
Stress cracks from the heat. If you can, I don't know if you can catch that on video. It's got some stress cracks all the way. Either way, we don't need it anymore.
Bye.
The Tesla screen only has that middle section.
Right.
So I'm hoping that because it's all connected, we just remove this, and then it just kind of, once we see what the connectors are behind there, we'll see what we got compared to the harness that we have. Every time you say don't drop it, I drop one.
Reverse psychology.
Now it's just getting this antenna out. These things are so tight in there.
Yeah.
There we go.
Got it.
All right, and that is out of, God, look how much.
It's bulky, isn't it?
Yeah, there's like a lot of wasted space, I guess, for the CD changer, and then plus you got all the...
but if you look inside, it's like nothing.
There's like nothing in there.
It's like just a metal box.
Looks like a logic board down there at the bottom, but that's about it. Maybe it's for heat.
It's probably for heat.
Yeah.
All right, look though, even though this unit seems extremely behind, let's just say it's a fossil, right?
Yeah.
I will say though that Microsoft Sync was a huge jump in OEM car technology.
Absolutely.
It was such a exclusive thing with Ford that when you got a car with sync in the mid 2000s, like 2005, you felt like it was the future.
It was
because
cool
you had voice commands. It was Siri before Siri, and if you ever noticed it before we pulled it out, right on the center console here, it said powered by Sync, powered by Microsoft, and so it made it feel like this premium thing until you physically saw it.
Now we've got powered by
Apple CarPlay,
Sync with Apple CarPlay.
Yeah,
Microsoft and Apple in the same car.
Yeah, so what a weird world we live in. Are you green bubble squad or blue bubble squad?
Ooh, blue bubble squad. You'll get so many people that are like, green bubble for life.
Yeah.
How dare you?
Here is the absolute mess of cables you get.
Yeah, now luckily they're all connected. It's actually, the connectors are all really nice. Your battery wire, your ground wire, blue is usually a remote wire. Orange can be like an illumination wire. Red is actually the white. Yeah, the red would be the switch 12 volt. But the yellow is going to be your main power wire. Sometimes it's called a keep alive wire. It's basically like keeping your time, your settings, all that. That's what saves that. Anytime you see these green, white, gray, and purple, usually not all the time, but they correlate. These are all your speakers, your positive and negative for each channel, your left, right rear, left rear. So I'm just connecting these in. All this harness is all basically connected. So for those of you with rear cameras, the reason this has so many camera outputs is for cameras if you had the 3D bird's eye view that Ford offers, as well as some options, emergency brake wire, amp connectivity, if you had a full system in your car, extra remote wire, or this is an IR, so this is going to be your infrared, if you had an infrared sensor for like a remote. One connector has it off to the right, and then one is in the middle, so you can't really put them into a wrong place. So these just basically snap down until they clip.
Okay, so there's these black cables that come along with it. They're for your Apple CarPlay.
Yeah, so they got the USB 1, USB 2, and they just connect into this brown clip that just snaps into the back.
That looks nice.
Nifty. Maybe it's the first.
Oh, here we go. That wasn't too bad. Okay, climate control test. Okay. Nice.
Okay,
AC's running. Oh, wait. That's better.
Auto, heated and cooled seats if you got
In case we have them.
Oh,
this is cool. And then we can go to our EQ. And look how thorough the EQ is.
Yeah, you can adjust
everything.
Really.
I love this waveform too.
Yeah.
It helps a lot. This is basically my editing software for audio.
Yeah,
it's very similar.
Very much.
Popular mode. I don't know what popular mode is, but sure.
Rock mode definitely made a difference.
Yeah. Jazz made a difference too. I like normal actually.
Normal and the rock.
Normal's very crisp.
Plus you could change your own.
You can make your own presets.
Yeah.
Pretty
absolutely.
nifty. Yeah. Furious 7? Here, yeah, click on that. Let's see if it plays. They downloaded a Furious 7 trailer on my device to test video. Here, let's see if it comes up. No freaking way. That's amazing.
I wonder if you can go full screen then.
Can you? Oh, it's a little stretched in aspect ratio, but still, it's still really cool.
You can even do picture in picture.
Wow. Right, Jordan. That's the owner of the
Who's that guy?
Hey! Wow, that is freaking cool.
That is nifty.
That's nifty.
Clips are swapped from the old faceplate to the new one. And this should, once I line it up, is all she wrote once we put those screws into the bottom.
Yep.
So we'll test to make sure that everything boots up fine.
Boom.
Everything boots up fine.
Yep.
Your phone. Yep.
Already mirrored.
Boom, it's already done. Okay, so.
Awesome.
And that's, yeah, that's awesome. Okay, so that works good. And make sure that it's going down evenly.
Here we go. Get ready for satisfaction. Biddy Benassi, where you at? Oh no.
And you let it go. Oh great, there we go.
Okay, so, got the screen in. It looks amazing. It's such an upgrade from this thing. The best thing is that once you figure out what goes where, it's really not that bad. I opened the box going, I don't know where any of these cables go, and neither did Chris, but basically, it's one of those things where if you had a premium 13 Mustang, I think it almost would be easier because you would know where everything went. This is a base model interior Mustang, you know what I mean? So a lot of things are left unplugged in the center console. So Chris is swapping all the clips off to swap to the carbon fiber center console. I'm gonna work on the steering wheel trim right here in order to replace it with carbon fiber. It's like a dentist tool, dude.
You know how many people have an irrational fear of the dentist?
I had to have 13 teeth pulled, so.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, because believe it or not, when I was going into high school, I still had 13 baby teeth left. They never came out because my roots of my permanents hadn't pushed them down.
Oh,
so
really?
I had perfect roots on all my baby teeth.
Jesus.
So they said, hey, guess what? You gotta pull those out.
Bye.
Yeah, so in 9th grade, I was 4'10" with nerdy glasses and no teeth. Tell me, just think about how that went.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah, me too. Some people actually remove these by hand and they just pull it out. But I have chicken arms. That's not gonna happen. So I'm accepting my fate and using tools. So Chris was just telling me with this carbon piece right here, the best way to do it really is to kind of massage it down because you are gonna hear some creaking when you push down, and it actually freaked me out for a second. I thought I was cracking the carbon, but creaking is okay. You just kind of wanna massage it down. You can't do left, right, and it's in. You just gotta kind of push and distribute the pressure, and it'll lay right in there. And that looks really nice so far. Can you show what you had to do in order to make this work?
Yeah, so basically this sits in here face down like that. There's little where they melted the plastic all the way around, and that's what holds this bezel in. So basically you just got to go in and just drill out just the top of it. You don't have to drill, you know, all the way through and destroy that, though you can't use it after it's done. Take your buttons out, which are right here. and they'll snap in there. But basically now this piece is non-usable. So what we'll do is we will first we'll go ahead and take this switch, make sure it's the right side up, and we will just snap that in there. We'll see how nice this goes in. Oh, that fits in there nice. Look how good that
Boom.
looks. Yeah. And then we're gonna go ahead and double-sided tape in our bezel back into that place. If you look, when you go to put it back in, you need your old one to kind of reference. At the top, or essentially the front, there's 2 pins. At the back, there's 3. Now this shift boot is offset. If you were to put this in backwards, your shift boot is not gonna line up. So when you put it in here, there's no reference marks, but put it in the exact same way. So the 2 at the front need to go towards the front.
Look at that.
Nice clean lines now that it's taped onto the back. Nice and strong on there. That's not sketchy sounding. It like creaked for a second. I was like, ooh.
Tell me more.
Tell me more. Take my big carbon piece and scratch it.
That looks nice.
Boom.
You know what, that doesn't look too bad, but it's
That's
gonna look
not bad.
nicer with the cover on it.
Yeah, once we get the carbon. Now, just make sure that she's all lined up. Ooh, that does look nice.
That looks so much better. Especially because we have something modern and something that looks a little bit more modern.
And this down until she's snug. Okay. Then, put the lock nut on there. Thread that all the way down. And then we will thread this on until it gets snug.
So this is the final touch. This is essentially the only stick-on piece in our entire install today. I don't know why I brain farted, it's late, sorry. But this is the back, just double-sided tape. We put it on top of the door where the cup holders are.
If I can get the dang tape off. Jeez. Line it up with that notch. Make sure that we're even all the way around. Good.
All right, that's all we have for you today. Thanks so much, Chris. You satisfied?
Oh, I love it.
It looks so much better than that piece
So
of
much
crap calculator.
So much better.
Point of matter is, check out SSR Collision. They do amazing work. And on that note, I upload every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, and I will see you guys next time. See you later. Bye. This video is brought to you by Patterson Car Care. Get double of premium original detail product for half the price. Head over to PattersonCarCare.com or go to the link in the description below.